All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. And we're going to be going over how to launch a listing. And let me see, I got some comment here from this program. It looks like, or just, all right. Am I live? I'm getting some comment here. And I'll just, let me see here. Yeah, looks like we're good to go. Should be. Yep. Give me 1 second here. It's giving me, oh, I guess I'll remove. All right, I'm not sure, but let me know if we are good to go. So you should be able to see me, see my screen, hear me talking. So let me know if we are good to go before I get started. Otherwise, I might just be talking into the ether, and there's no sense of that. So Kat, thank you so much. Jan, okay, awesome. It looks like it might have been removed from Facebook Live, but who cares? All right, let's get at it. So, listingstoleads.com. If you want to go ahead and log into your account, feel free. Also, I think I put the link to our school. I did not. Let me do that right now. So, I'm going to invite you all to join our school classroom. And there's a link right there to it. And when you're in here, there's a couple of things of interest. The success framework, I think, is really good, but the expired pipeline builder is this is the easiest way to get listings. All right, going after expireds with the listings to leads, marketing tools, whether it is the 27-page marketing plan to get your expired home sold, whether you create them for specific expireds or you've just got the general books. You can use them on text, email, door knock, mail. And we do 4 of these calls live a week. So we got 2 on Monday, 2 on Wednesday. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. East Coast and 7 p.m. East Coast. We get a good turnout. I love it. A lot of great people joining us. We do it live and we walk through this and just get you dialed in to where you are getting, potentially and easily a listing a week. So make sure you take advantage of that. Take a look at it. Do it later. You can also get into the mastermind group and get the link there as well. So I have logged into Listings to Leads. I'm on the dashboard. I'm going to go to listings, and this will be great whether it's your listing or maybe you're borrowing a listing to hold open. You're just borrowing a listing to market in the area, right? Marketing listings are always a great source of getting buyer leads, but also seller leads. So with that, if you need help getting the listing into your account, hopefully it's coming in from a data feed or you're able to grab it easily. If it's coming soon or you got a listing presentation, you can always add them manually. And for example, select listing presentation because we can't get listings if we're not winning the listing presentation. And so when you add that to your account and you create and print, right? And you got their name on the cover, you got their address on the cover, that is their home all the way throughout. So really, a lot of this starts with making sure you are dialed in to that listing presentation. All right. Hello, I attended. Let me show the comments. I apologize. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I attended the FSBO Zoom yesterday. I called the FSBO today, and he agreed to have me. Do you recommend to design it for FSBO or listing presentation? Well, how long has it been on the market for? I mean, you're not gonna go wrong either way, really. All right. Now, if you do it where you're creating it for FSBO, and I apologize everybody, but I think everyone will get value from this. If I do this FSBO, that's kind of more or less when I'm sharing it in conjunction with giving them all the marketing tools, right? To kind of help them market their home, knowing they're not going to sell it themselves most of the time. But you can also do listing presentation, right? So I think it just depends. Yeah, 12 days. Yeah, I might go for sale by owner. When you spoke to him, did he give you any kind of indication like, I'm already tired of this. I'm getting buyers blowing me off. I'm getting too many investors wasting my time. Like, or is he or the person? I don't know if it's he or she or the couple. Are they? Did it kind of sound like they're getting over being an agent? Or yeah, but at the end of the day, you're not going to go wrong because both of them are going to show off the fact that you have like an amazing marketing plan. And so I'll just show everybody here. For example, here's a listing presentation. All right, listing presentation for this particular property. I click on, once I've added it, literally takes a minute. So here's the flip book for the listing presentation, right? And that's their home. The only thing about adding listing presentation for a FSBO, especially only after 12 days, it might be a little bit presumptuous. Like, because you want to go in with the idea of adding value, not trying to, go against their wishes. He sounded annoying. Annoyed or annoying? But you're not going to go wrong either way. Annoyed? Yeah, yeah, you know what? I agree. I would go for the listing presentation. If he's already kind of getting over trying to sell it himself, maybe no one's calling, or again, it's only investors are calling, or he's gotten 30 agents a day calling him with the old, I've got a buyer, type of thing, or even worse, when the agents call up and say you're stupid for trying to for trying to sell your home yourself. Here's the flip book for FSBO. But yeah, just go for a listing presentation and just be kind of flexible with the idea of like, hey, listen, if he's not ready to have me list the property and help him get it sold, as the listing agent, go right into, and if you're on the call, if you're on the FSBO call last week, phenomenal. But so for example, when I get a listing as FSBO, not only do I get the flip book, but under marketing tools, I can give that FSBO homeowner all the tools for them to market their home, right? So I can give them the image and the text for an ad, a social media post, an e-flyer, print flyers, letters so they can print and let their neighbors know about the property, the single property website, the virtual tour, right? I can give that FSBO homeowner all these tools, but if they're already tired of being the agent, then I would, just go right to the listing presentation, right? But again, just kind of read the room, and if it feels like, well, he's not ready to give up trying to market it, then I would flip to, hey, listen, you know what? Totally respect that. I get it. If you want, I can give you a copy of the same marketing tools I use to sell homes in this area as a professional. And then just move right into adding value, stay in touch. And then in 12 more days, when they're tired of being a FSBO, they're obviously going to go with you, right? So awesome stuff. Good job. See, and I apologize. I'm going to butcher your name. Maybe is it Adelis? It's easy to contact people when you've got something of value to offer, right? When we're calling these FSBOs, we're calling expireds, we're calling seller leads, we're calling canceled. A lot of the times we're giving the same old spiel versus being able to offer them a customized marketing plan, right? I mean, obviously you can offer CMA, home equity analysis, right? All of this stuff. But you know what people love to see? What people love to see is their home looking gorgeous all the way throughout this. So this is their specific home. That is their name on the cover, Franklin Jones, right? 8567 Gold Lane, Folsom, California. This is Frank Jones's property website link, 8567 Gold Lane, world's best listing. All right. So that's a single property website for Frank Jones with his home. This is a scannable QR code. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Scannable QR code, the text code, right? So it's an interactive, and you can share it via email. You can share it via text. You can print it, mail it, door knock it, drop it off. So whether it is a seller lead that you're trying to engage, this will knock it out of the park. If it's an expired, if it's a FSBO, these are absolutely phenomenal. And sometimes, for example, let's say you didn't get a hold of them on the phone, right? So you leave a voicemail, and let's say it's a great FSBO. You're like, man, this would be a great listing. It's a good home, right? They're trying to sell it themselves, so I can see they're going to have problems. You can, in the voicemail script that we've got in the school classroom, I talk about the fact that you just leave a voicemail that would say something along the lines of, hey, Mr. Jones, this is Scott Pierce at XYZ Realty, and I see you're selling your home on your own as a FSBO, and that is absolutely awesome. And I'm going to be sending you a set of marketing tools to help you get your home sold. If you have any questions, let me know. All you have to do is respond to the email if you like what you see, and I can make it all live for you. Or if it's an expired, if it's maybe a FSBO lead that's been on the market for a while, right? You might call up and just say again, hey, Mr. Jones, I see you've been selling your home as a for sale by owner for the last couple of months, and I would just like to submit a 27-page marketing plan for you to consider if you're looking to get that home sold as quickly as possible with the strongest offers using my 100 plus point home marketing plan. I'm going to go ahead and send it to you via email, and I'll follow up with you in a couple of days and see if you have any feedback or questions, right? Because again, when you put that together and you send that to them, they're going to be like, holy bleepity bleep cow, right? No other agent, unless it's another agent using listings to leads, is going to be showing them something like that. All right. So absolutely amazing. Okay. Let's get to, I'm going to walk through a just listed today. It could be your listing. It could be a borrowed listing. I'm going to give you this link right here because, for example, if you got an open house, I did a webinar on open houses last week. I usually, every other week, I rotate between open house and just listed. And this webinar today will be for coming soon, just listed, active, and it'll cover the marketing part of the open house. So I'm going to put this link also into the chat. I'll drop it into the mastermind group a little bit later, but there you go. And so I can click on any one of these recorded webinars. All right, we do a lot of them, right? There's the FSBO one, right? How to engage FSBOs, right? How to engage expireds. So a lot of great webinars. So we're going to assume you got the listing into your account. And again, coming soon, just listed, active, or even open house. I'm going to click on market listing for this just listed. And you're going to see here, we've got a step-by-step guide. We got a quick little video just walking you through. Look at 18 to 106 buyer leads, 10 to 20 seller leads. And this little video, it'll walk you through the marketing tools. So you can take a look at that later. We've also got a checklist. So I can download this checklist. It's kind of nice to have, especially if you're a little bit newer and just want, sometimes people like to have a piece of paper and they just kind of mark off, and that way it's just sitting there and they know, don't forget about marketing your listing, yours or borrowed. Don't forget about doing every item on here. All right. So make sure we get that done. And for the step-by-step guide, if I click learn more, if it was coming soon, this would have been the coming soon guide. If it was active, this would have been the active guide. If it was pending or sold, it would have been the appropriate pending or sold guide. And if you scroll down, you're going to see all the items that we're going to be going through today. So I'm going to be walking through every one of these. The only one not in your account is Instagram and Facebook stories. TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Now, we've got all this stuff right here, examples, and I'll come back to this a little bit later towards the end of the call, but how to do an Instagram story with links so that people from your Instagram, Facebook story can go right into your single property website, go to a PDF guide landing page to download a guide. And I've even got poll ideas, a lot of great stuff right here. All right, so we'll come back to that a little bit later. But every item that we're going to go through today is on this page with kind of like a nice little walkthrough of me just talking you through all of this stuff right here. So it's a great little resource. And all we're going to do is just work our way down. We're going to work our way down this list. And we're going to generate anywhere from 16 to 106 buyer leads, 10 to 20 seller leads. You should be able to, from a just listed listing, get at least a couple of hot seller leads that lead to a listing and a couple of buyer leads. When I say buyer, I mean like active buyers, not a lot. You're going to generate more buyer leads than that, but I'm talking about buyers that you're actually working with. So, just marketing in the next 2 weeks, a just listed listing, we should be able to get 2 to 3 deals. And then, with listings to leads, when it goes active, when it goes pending, when it goes sold, every single one of those, including open house, including coming soon, every one of those is an opportunity to generate another, 1 to 3 deals. So, when you think about it, I'll forget coming soon because a lot of people don't do it, but just listed, active, open house, pending, and sold, you should be able to get 5 to 10 listings. Like, I know it sounds nuts. I know it sounds absolutely nuts, but it is not. All right. It is absolutely not. And that's in addition to going after the expireds and FSBOs. But yeah. So, all right. So here's a Facebook ad. Now, before I go through this, let me show you. I got 2 ads for this already up on Facebook. And I'm going to show you the ads first, and then we're going to go through and get them live. Because I think if you can see, because we at Listings to Leads, we've got a secret little trick for you. And I'm going to scroll down right there. So here's the ad. And here, check this out. The text, the image, everything is customizable. Click and check this out. Before name, email, and phone number. What is your time frame to buy? Would you like a list of priced reduced homes for sale? Now, we've got over 20 questions that you can use here. So these are just 3 I picked. All right. The 3 you use may be completely different, and the default is actually different. I'll show you that. So, but I added, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Yes. Do you have a home to sell? Yes. Continue. There's name, there's email, there's phone number like normal. Continue. And then they're just going to go off to the single property website automatically. We've got special housing ad category. We've got the privacy policy. We've got all of that stuff. You can retarget. You can use custom audiences. You can use your Facebook pixels, right? Got my property website, from listings to leads, video, professional photos, 3D tour, area video, offering my 100-point home marketing plan, right? All the great, maps and locals, Google Street View. I got a client review video. They can get their home value, because a lot of people that are clicking these ads, they own a home. And so why not offer them a home value? This is going to be there automatically in your property website. You got walk scores, print brochures, PDF guides. This is so awesome for people. They can download a guide. So again, there might be a buyer, they might be a seller, and they can download this guide right here off of your property website. What a great way to engage more people. All right. All your client reviews from Google, Zillow, Testimonial Tree, Facebook. You can add them manually, but we can import automatically from Facebook, Google, Testimonial Tree, and Zillow. So those 4 places. And again, you can add them manually from anywhere. It'll show your other listings. And obviously over here on the left-hand side, they can schedule a tour, all of your information, your logo, more links to your website that you can add. It was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, you can also do video. And I've got some great video ideas for you for Reels, but you can also use these video ideas for ads. And check this out. So same listing, you can do video, and you click learn more. And again, 3 questions. Continue, name, email, phone number, and it's going to work just like the other one, right? It'll go right off to the property website, just like you did. And you're going to get a lead notification that's going to have the name, the email, the phone number, and then the lead notification that you get will have those 3 questions so that I can see, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Yes or no. Do you have a home to sell? Yes or no. What is your time frame to buy? Just dreaming, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, and so on. So you're going to get a lot of great information from these ads. All right. So pay attention. All right. Please pay attention because this is so easy. So when we click Facebook and Instagram ads, you're going to land here, confirm location. I wouldn't add locations unless you're going to add, $10 per day per location is the way you want to think about it. So I got Folsom, California, radius 15 miles, right, the standard special housing ad category. I got a lifetime budget of 35. So I'm going to change that to 70. We do 35, it's a minimum. All right. You really want to be at about $10 a day. Start and end will default to 1 week. I can edit that. Now I can change the template or the text. So whatever I want to do there, no problem. Laura, great question. And right after this section, I'm going to address 2 things, and that'll be one of them. And what CRM do you use? All right, so we got $10 a day. Again, I can edit this. Hey, throw this into ChatGPT, get whatever you want, throw it into Claude, throw it into, excuse me, throw it into Gemini, whatever tool you're using. Come up with your perfect property description, put it in there. And this template, you can use video, custom images, change the template. So I like to go change template. And I'm just going to use a different template. I like the image on top. And then there's 3 like thumbnails. And this is a great template. This gets a lot of clicks because people see the main image, whatever you're going to have for that. And then they see 3 thumbnails. They get a little bit of a peek of the property, but they just, it's not a carousel. It's not a full-on property video. I can change the text and the color here, right? Just by clicking edit. If I want to change any of this and just hit save. If I want to do a video or custom image, I can just click right here. And then I can upload my video. I can upload a custom image, right? Whatever I want to do. That's easy. But those 3 questions, remember those 3 questions that we saw at the beginning of this call or the beginning of this section? 3 clicks, advanced options, create new form, and then right here, form questions. And so you're going to see there's name, email, and phone number, right? And you see over here to the right, name, email, phone number, pretty self-explanatory. That'll autofill. And then as I scroll down the right-hand side here, what is your time frame to buy is checked. All right, it's in the on position. Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home is on. And the last one that's on by default is, do you have a home to sell? So those are the 3 questions that are going to be asked by default. Now, there's some other really good questions. So for example, if you're advertising new construction, maybe you're just, going after new construction. It might be your listing. It might be a new construction that you borrowed. I would add this question. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials. Phenomenal. That's a great one. What's most important to you in your next home, right? And these are based on buyer profiles: first time buyers, family move up, downsizing, lifestyle. There's a few. Let me see here. Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? That'd be a great one. See if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. If you got a lower priced home, or maybe, if you talk to your lender, mid to lower priced home, where maybe it qualifies for zero down or down payment assistance, I would ask that, because you're going to get a lot of people. What we're trying to do is we want to ask questions that people are going to say yes to, right? Are you buying a home when your home sells? And there's another question here I like a lot also. I mean, they're all good. It just depends on what you want to do. There's another good one right here. Would you like to be notified first when similar listings hit the market? That could be a great one. And then just make sure you don't have any more than 3 turned on. And you can also drag and drop to reorder them if you want. And so again, I like to drag and drop so that the most value added question, the one that I think most people are going to say yes to, is at the top. Because if I can get them to say yes to the first question, they're more likely to either say yes to the other questions and or respond to my follow-up when I follow up based on these questions. So for example, if I ask, would you like the ultimate guide to buying a home? Or would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? What's nice about that is now they've actively have said yes to that. Now I know some people will just put them in, add them to a list of similar homes for sale automatically, but they didn't ask for that. And so they may not know it's coming. They may not be expecting it. They may not want it. And if I ask and they say yes, now I've got follow-up, because when I can follow up with you, right? And I can say, hey, Laura, this is Scott Pierce, and you responded to my ad regarding, 553 Douglas Lane in Folsom, California. And I just wanted to follow up with you because you requested to get a list of price reduced homes for sale. Do you want that list for the same area as that listing? And are there any other areas that you're looking at? Right? I would start with the one question until I get a reply back. Then I can find out if there's anything else that they want. But I don't want to unload on them with a series of questions, right? Don't unload on people you haven't spoken to with 20 questions. Just get one question answered, right? Get them, make it easy for them to respond to you. And then I can ask, great, I got that. Anything else, like single story, 2 stories, how many bedrooms? Is there a price range? School district, pool, anything else important to you, so I can make sure to get the best list of homes for you, right? Make it easy and make it valuable. Once I got the 3 questions, just hit create form and we'll close advanced options and we're done. Create ad. It's literally that easy. Right? Simple. Very, very simple. And I hope that you see how easy this is now. How easy it is, but also how those questions can shape your follow-up and really 2 to 3x your follow-up. Now, make sure if you don't have AI text follow-up yet, I would sign up for this in a heartbeat. If you got it with your CRM or somewhere else, phenomenal. You don't need it twice. But if you don't have it with your CRM, sign up for ours. It is so, so good. Just click subscribe. Just sign up for the $50 a month. Hit next. You're going to, I believe, add your credit card. You're going to select a name for your AI agent. It's got like 15 to 20 names. You'll select one of them. And then you're going to select, you want it for buyer leads, seller leads, or both, right? It'll literally take you 30 to 45 seconds to get this turned on. And even the ad that was already submitted or an ad that's already live, this will pick it up. So the next lead that comes through, this will work. And this is awesome. All right. The AI text is so good. You get notified every time it engages. You get notified every time the lead responds. There's a link in the email that you get that goes right to the lead detail page. So you can turn off the conversations, leave them on, add notes. All right, do a lot of great stuff with it. So I highly recommend it. All right, now 2 things real quickly here. Laura asked, do these leads go to your CRM? So we got some follow-up. Obviously, we got AI text. We've got email follow-up. So you'll see right here under follow-ups. All you have to do is I got the buyer turned on, and you just go turn it on. It's going to give you a couple of prompts. What email do you want it to go through? Who should this go to? Right? I got seller leads, and I can make it recurring, which we recommend, and then hit save. I can add, I can add more campaigns. I can edit the campaign. I can duplicate the campaign. So there's a lot of great stuff I can do here. Secondly, if you go to your profile, go to CRM integration. And one thing real quickly here, we are moving all the new signups into our new platform. So we got a brand new code base, utterly 100% brand new. And so if you are a recent sign up and what I'm showing you looks a little bit different, you should be able to follow along because we kept it super similar, right, for this exact reason. But if you find yourself getting a little bit lost, get with our support team or Vince for a one-on-one walkthrough so that you're not kind of left like, oh my God, why does mine look so different? It should look pretty much the same and work very, very similarly. In probably 2 to 3 more weeks, we'll be moving everybody to the brand new platform. And it's quicker, cleaner, and we have a lot more development that we're going to be adding to it. And so right now we're kind of a little bit in a flux between people on the new platform and then people on the current platform. So with that said, if you see something I'm doing that looks a little bit different, that is why. But again, get with our support. I don't want you confused or kind of left wondering like, what the hell's going on? Okay. So real quickly here, CRM integration in your profile. We integrate with pretty much every CRM out there. All right. You can click to see the, specific ones, right? Real Geeks, Lofty, Boomtown. Then we got, excuse me, Zapier. So Go High Level, for example, is under Zapier, Lead Connector. Google Sheets, Gmail, right? You have a lot of different zaps already pre-made. There's API Nation, right? And then lastly, there's this other, well, I say lastly, but it's the very first one. If your CRM is not listed here and you don't want to use API Nation or Zapier, and I totally get it, put your CRM will have 9 times out of 10. It's called a lead forwarding email address. Just drop that in there. Boom, drop it in and get your leads to your CRM, right? Because we want to keep your leads all in one place. There's no point in having leads all over the place. But if you don't have a CRM, listings to leads can be completely useful, right? Until you get one. All right. And you can use your CRM with our AI text follow-up because the AI text follow-up will update your CRM. So that's really powerful as well. All right. Let's go back to listings. And one other thing I want to mention about listings, which I didn't. So we did the Facebook ad, which is awesome. But I want to just share with you, click edit for the listing you're marketing, your listing, or the borrowed one. What I recommend that you do is under photos, rearrange your photos. So the first 4 to 5 are the top 4 to 5 features of the property. So I've got the front of the house, the kitchen, the living room, the backyard, right? The first 4, the best 4. And then I got a wine cellar or whatever that is, a wine closet or something. So put the first 4 photos to be the best, because this way, when it's the Facebook ad, social media posts, the e-flyers, right, the listing flyers, everything else, they're going to have the best photos. And plus, when people are looking at the single property website, they don't want to see, they don't want to wait 23 photos to get to the backyard, or 11 photos to get to the kitchen. If they could just see the best photo of the front, the best photo of the kitchen, the best photo of the main living room, the best photo of the backyard or the primary bedroom or whatever your home's features are, uh, it's just a much better experience all the way around. And then, like you saw in mine, if you got video or 3D tours, you can add them super easily. So if you ever need help with this, get with our support team. But I just like to mention that because it just makes everything so much easier and better for both you, the marketing, and the consumer. All right, we did the ad. Now we got a social media post. So social media post, again, I can edit the image, I can edit the text for social media. And now I've got video scripts for you that I'll be sharing towards the end of this call. And I can change the text here. I got X, I can change it. LinkedIn, I can change it. Instagram, I can change it. Oh, let's get rid of that down there. And Google, I can change it. I can send people to the landing page, to the property website, or to the virtual tour. I can connect more social accounts. I can schedule it. I can post now, right? And as you saw, I can edit the image. So get that to your social media. It's awesome. So I'll show you here on Facebook. So, by default, it'll look something like this. And it's just going to go right to the property website like we saw before. So just like the ad, but there's no lead form between the post and the single property website like there is with an ad. All right. So when I run an ad, there's that lead form where I can collect information on those 3 questions, name, email, and phone number on top of it. And then they go to the property website. Whereas a post, they're just going to go from the post, wherever it is, to the property website. There's no lead form in between. Now, the next 2 items are for the seller. So if you are the listing agent, you're going to want to get these 2 tools. There's an e-flyer and a social media post. They're editable. I got the first 4 or 5 photos rotating, looks hot. For the social media post, again, I got the first 4 photos in here. And these are going to generate some of the best leads for you. They're free. They're all, not only are they branding, but they are to the seller's sphere of influence, which is such a powerful audience for you. Because as you go through marketing this listing and you eventually get it into contract and you eventually get it sold, now the entire sphere of influence of the seller will potentially see this happening in real time. So before you even get to just sold, all of these people are going to know you. They're going to know your success, and you're going to get more deals from this as well. So how you're going to get this to the seller, click the green button. It may say add seller info. Put the seller's email, and you can add duplicate. You can add more than 1 email, add 2 emails, add 3. Put the salutation, dear Ian and Lauren, and hit send. And then go do the exact same thing right here for the e-flyer. All right, click the green button, add the seller info, hit send. Both of these are going to link to the property website. Just like the post, just like the ad, all automatic. And when you click send to get it to the seller, you are going to be CC'd. So you're going to get a copy of these 2 emails. The seller's going to get a copy of the 2 emails. And that is your cue to call the seller up. And you're going to say something like, hey, Laura, Scott here at XYZ Realty. Well, she'll probably know who you are. So, hey, Laura, this is Scott. I want to let you know, we started marketing your property. It's on Zillow. It's on Realtor.com. We got a Facebook ad out. We have a lot of great marketing going live today and throughout the week. And I sent you a couple of things to share on your Facebook page and to share via email, because in this crazy market, we don't want to leave any stones unturned. And you likely know people who know people that would love to look at a home in this area, or to move into the area, to buy a home in the area, right? And so if you could put that up on your Facebook page and share that email with other people, it will make sure that we don't miss any people potentially to see your home. And the sellers are going to love it. Sellers absolutely love them because they look great. They're going to be promoting you, right? It'll say, Laura at XYZ Realty, or John at, whatever company you're with. So it's going to promote you. Their friends are going to like the post. Their friends are going to comment on the post. They're going to click on the email. They're going to get to the property website. What I recommend you do is, after the seller puts this on their Facebook page, is you go like it. All right. You like it and leave a quick little comment. Leave a comment, even as innocuous as something like, "It looks great." That's all you need to do. Looks great. That way, every other comment that comes onto that post, you will get notified, right? You'll get a little notification on Facebook saying, "Hey, so and so just commented on, Laura's post that you commented on," and oh, that's my seller. You'll go look at the post or the comment that somebody else made, and then I would for sure like every comment that goes on, and where appropriate, reply to it, or leave another comment. Like, they may say, "Beautiful photos, great video, how's the market? I thought yada yada yada." So there's going to be some things that are actually good for you to engage with. And now imagine that engagement that you're now getting, plus that link is going right back to the property website. They get home value, download a PDF guide, see the rest of the marketing. Uh, uh, there's the schedule a tour if they want to, see all your information, see your client reviews, get to know you. And this is going to repeat, right, several times over the course of this listing. Scott, I had this a few months ago, but it never hit any leads. The marketing was not very good. If an open house coming up, I wanted to market in California, the ad was Norma. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I literally just had a comment in the mastermind group, a top agent, experience forever. She's like, "Oh my God, I didn't use listings to lead to market my open house this weekend, and it was a complete disaster." Right? She was like, "I can't believe we didn't use listings to leads for whatever reason. They just didn't." And she was like, "That's never going to happen again." So yeah, Norma, I mean, I don't know what you were doing. I mean, but I can tell you right now, uh, our average lead cost is like under $4 average for buyer leads. So yeah, Norma, I mean, I don't know what you were doing, without actually seeing it. So I wanted to read "for sale" to market my listing. Well, yeah, I mean, eh, well, I mean, if there's an open house. Yeah. Well, you can always change it from open house to for sale. Yeah, that's just a support issue. Yeah. I mean, if I got an open house, right? If I have an open house schedule, first of all, if I don't want to market the open house, which I don't know why I wouldn't. I mean, why would you have an open house and not market an open house? Yeah. Yeah, Norma, all I can say is I would either get into the mastermind group and you can ask that, or you can get with support, because I mean, without seeing your account and everything, I can't speak to a very specific issue like that. Um, how to change what? How to change it to an open house? Corrine, yeah, let me know what you mean by change when you say how to change it. Yeah, Norma, I'll tell you, if you want to email me, Scott, SCOTT at listings2leads.com. But yeah, if you have an open house, it's going to come through and it's going to update it, right? That's kind of the whole point of doing an open house. Now, if I didn't want it to update automatically, you know what I would do? I would just disconnect the data feed and I would just handle everything manually. right? I mean, you can't have automation and then not do the automation. So you could turn off the data feed and then just you'll add the listings yourself, or you can grab the listing, and then that way you can control when everything changes around. Yeah, yeah. Well, normal, like I said, I mean, I can't speak to a specific issue like that. Yeah, you're in different markets, California, Arizona. So yeah, it sounds like you're in a little bit of a different issue, different kind of a thing. So I would just say get to the mastermind group, or you can email me directly. But yeah, I mean, either you're automating things or you're not. And for example, if you got things in California, um, then I wouldn't automate that. I would just let that go through manually. So, all right, but let's get back to the webinar here. So we got the seller dialed in. Now we got the farm around your listing. All right. These letters are absolutely phenomenal. There's 3 versions. They're all the same letter. They change. So if it's coming soon, it'll represent coming soon. If it's just listed, open house, active, pending, sold. So these letters will change based on the status. And yeah, and Corrine, I'll show that a little bit in a little bit here. Definitely. It's so easy. So this letter, again, is editable, but you want to edit it as little as possible. You really don't, you should not be editing this too much. The only times it's really good to edit is if it's either an open house, where you might say, like for example, if you're doing a neighborhood preview on Thursday from 4 to 6, or it's a catered open house, or if it's pending or just sold, where this property or this home went into contract in 23 days with multiple offers. So you can edit it, but for example, for just listed or active, I would leave it, because when you edit it too much, it defeats kind of the whole flow of the letter. But I got people, man, they get listings every week, because what do? They will mail out 100, maybe 200 at just listed, and then again at just sold, or open house and just sold, or coming soon and just sold. So using this letter a couple of times during the listing is a phenomenal way, and especially if you start getting more listings in that area. So people in that farm area start getting these letters, like on average, maybe they start getting one every single month. All right. These letters generate listings. It is phenomenal. You can mail them, you can door knock, you can door drop. All right. You can use a service to mail them. You could, in fact, let me show you. Let me bring up. You could use Mailbox Power, is a great one. There's another one called Zaire Mail. Now, because here's the big thing about mailing letters in particular, is you want to make sure that the font on the envelope is a kind of a handwritten looking font. Either address them yourself, all right, hire someone to do it. If you got teenagers, if you got an assistant, this would be something I have them do, right? In fact, you could do, like, if you're going to do it yourself, just do 20 a day. Grab a list from your title company, grab a list from My Plus Leads or RedX, and go through and get these letters, all right, to the neighbors. Now we got postcards and door hangers, but the letters are the best. All right. You don't need pink envelopes. You don't need, anything crazy. It can be just a white envelope. And whether you handwrite the envelope or you use a service with a handwritten font, that will help you get a lot more opens. All right. That'll help you get, yeah, I'm in AZ. I'm not sure what, yeah, Arizona. We have a lot of clients in Arizona. Yeah. Arizona is awesome. I lived in Arizona for a while. So yeah, the nearby homeowner letter. All right. So again, door knock, mail, either way. And we got postcards and door hangers, and these are awesome as well. Check this out. I'm going to download the front and the back. So here's the front. All right, just listed, visit, and then it says, or text for instant access to all photos and details. If people send a text, you get the phone number 100% of the time. All right, you get that phone number 100% of the time right away. If they scan the QR code, all right, they go to the property website automatically. They go here, they go to the property website automatically. So phenomenal postcard. And then on the back of the postcard, it gets even better. So here's the back of the postcard. When this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. I would like to invite you to find out the new value of your home for free at, and they go to that domain and or scan the QR code. I'm sorry, scan the QR code. Send a text. And the text is awesome again, because what happens? People it's gonna initiate an automated email conversation with the person sending the text. So this is all absolutely phenomenal. All right. It's absolutely phenomenal. We got door hangers, which are, I like door hangers. You know why? Door hangers are kind of like the best of both worlds in a sense, because with a door hanger, I can door knock, but if I don't feel like knocking on that door for whatever reason, I just put it on the door handle. Now, people do that with the letters, right? I know people that do that with the letters as well, right? They'll have the bag and a rubber band, and they just flip a rubber band, put it over the door. So they got the letter, they're using the letter, and they just put it in like a little clear flyer bag with a rubber band around the door handle. But the door hanger is very similar. So again, get the price, photos, and details more, right? Got the QR code, got the text code. And when this home is sold, it's got the domain and the text code right here. So, but you want to get these. This is one of those things where a lot of people don't do this. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. You don't get something the first time you try it. That's not unexpected necessarily, right? That's why I always recommend that you do it at least twice for that listing, because a lot of times it might be the second time. All right, it might be and if it's a good listing, then I would send them something. We have so many different things in listings to leads that you can send your farm. When you got a good farm or you got a good listing to use as your kind of like your launch, right? They see the nearby homeowner letter at just listed or open house. They see maybe a postcard for it when it goes pending and contingencies are removed. And then maybe 2 to 3 weeks later, they see another one at just sold. You are going to start getting more leads, more listings. And you pair that up with circle prospecting. All right. Again, I just talked to one of our clients. He's gotten a listing a week for the last 10 weeks. All right. 3 of them are from expireds, 7 are regular. He uses the 100-point home marketing plan as part of both his follow-up and at a listing presentation, obviously. And I think he said he's getting 3.5% on the listing side. In fact, he did say it, because I know we were just talking and he goes, yeah, he said 3.5% on the listing side. 3.5% he's making on the listing side, and still getting 2.5 for the buy side. All right. And he makes 200 calls a week. 200 calls a week. He's not too busy. He makes time for it because he knows calling is, and as he said, he goes, Scott, he goes, the problem with most agents is they don't understand sales. Sales is just talking to people. All right. It's not getting bent out of shape. It's not making excuses. It's not having reasons why. All right. It is talking to people. And so all of these things that we're doing here are geared to help you talk to more people. So using a call script, in fact, I'm going to give you real quickly here a link, and it's our affiliate link, and it's mostly used for expired, but you can use it for this as well. So I'm going to give me 1 second. I'm going to drop it right here into the chat. And again, this guy 10-year agent. No, 5 years. He's been an agent for 5 years, top producer, right? Getting a listing a week. And that's the listing. He's also getting buyers. So he's getting buyers from all of this as well. So he picks up listings, he's picking up buyers. He's probably doing like a transaction and a half to 2 transactions a week. And he does the mailings and he does the phone calls. So, there's really no reason why all of you can't be doing this. And if you're not doing it, you're kind of, handicapping yourself. Now, the link I just put in there into the chat is for My Plus leads. And you can get FSBO data, expired data, but then for it's $199 a month. They get a 30-day free trial. If you just get at it and you start using this and you use it for FSBOs, right? Like we just were talking about at the beginning of this call, and expireds, and you use it to circle prospect, you're going to notice your pipeline is stronger than ever. All right. It's stronger than ever. We always want to do an all the above approach. I want to do paid ads. I want to do social media. I want to do the database stuff. I want to do the stuff for the seller. I want to do the stuff for the farm. I want to do all of this because you don't know where your next buyer, your next listing is going to be coming from. And a lot of the times it's a bit of a mix of all of it. It really is a mix of all of it. Right. So if you're not going to do all of the stuff, I don't know really what to tell you. Like, why are you not doing all of this? Now we got 2 things to end up on: your database and your farm. And I'm going to walk you through. You want to get a text like this. You may have one locally. You may already have one. But if you don't have something like this on your yard sign, you are at a complete disadvantage, because your yard sign should have the rider like that and a status one like this. It should coming soon, text for more information. And then when it goes just listed, text for more information. When it's after just listed, it's just regular for sale, open house. You should have open house. And you may think it's like, well, that's a lot of work. All right. It might be a lot of work, but you know what happens when you do this? You get the attention of all of those neighbors. All of those neighbors are going to see your yard sign. They're going to go, oh, a new home just listed. Oh, they're having an open house. Oh, the home just went pending. It's in contract. Your yard sign, if it is not getting you listings and buyers, you are absolutely missing out on one of the cheapest and best, strongest lead generators out there. All right. Your yard sign is absolutely phenomenal. And since I'm already kind of yapping about it, let me just scroll down here real quickly. Sign writers. So here are the sign writers. I like the sign writer with no QR code. So check this out. I'm going to show you if I just download the one I like. And of course, I'm going to move this around. So that text code is going to stay in my account, and I'm going to move it from listing to listing to listing, and get it printed locally if you can, or click right here where it says Dirt Cheap Signs. And it doesn't matter. We should update this. All you do is just click one of them, and over here, you're going to go 9x24 or whatever, your size is, and do upload file. I have legal rights, browse. And I'm going to select the thing that we just, and you only need, I'm going to keep this for a couple of years, right? So I'm going to buy it once and keep it for a couple of years. And if your average listing inventory is like 2 listings or 3 listings, then order 2 to 3 at a time. Hit next. And I'm going to click there and delete this one. Delete. Now I'm just going to stretch. Let me see. Yep, leave it like that. Maybe I can just do, there we go. All right, whatever. I can do that. And what I did last time when I ordered mine, I just went and I hit up their support and I said, hey, can you just make sure I'm ordering this correctly, make sure it looks good? They even offered to do it full bleed all the way across, so there was no white space. So you might even ask them, say, hey, can you do, the full bleed so that it goes all the way across? And it's double-sided, so no matter what side they're coming from. And I think it was like $50 total. The worst thing about ordering from somewhere and it beautifully packaged, I mean, it was packaged beautifully, like, it came, no damage. I mean, it looks beautiful. But again, like I said, it's like $50 or whatever, because it was like 20 or something for the sign itself, the rider itself, and then like $20 for shipping. So if I would have ordered 2 or 3, I would have had the shipping would have been a lot cheaper on a per unit basis. But order that, go to your association and get your status riders, just listed, open house, pending. If you can do just sold, then get just sold. And your yard sign while you're at your association or on Amazon, get an acrylic flyer box. And you may think it's goofy, but I promise you it's not. It like literally works. Because the sign writer, right? Text for more information. The status writers cost like what, $8 or $9 at your association. And then the acrylic flyer box, maybe $10. So I've got a yard sign, and all of this can be moved around from listing to listing to listing. So it's not like per listing I'm doing this. And then make sure you just keep the flyers in the flyer box, because again, the flyers, QR code, text code, seller lead gen, right? The photos looks beautiful, your contact information, your logo, your picture. So you got to make sure that your yard sign is dialed in to generate all of the best seller leads, the best buyer leads. All right. Because when buyers are serious about a home, like, oh my God, we just saw this home, let's go take a look at it, and they do a drive-by, I want them to see text for more information, or to be able to grab a print flyer that has lead capture on it. Make sense? So please get your yard sign dialed in. It is an absolute shame when I drive around and I see the most sad yard signs. Nobody ever called your 10-digit number. When's the last time you got a 10-digit number call off your yard sign? Right? It doesn't happen. And if you put an acrylic flyer box without having the status on the top, you're missing out. And if you don't have the text for more information, you're absolutely missing out. All right. So get that dialed in. And then the last thing real quickly here, I apologize for going over, is for your database. Again, you want to be talking to people. The e-flyer is a great lead-in. The e-flyer is gorgeous. All right. It's got this linking right to the single property website. And then we've also got the ability for people to get a home value automatically. And then you got your signature at the bottom. And it links, if you got your client review set up, it will link to that automatically. So, I mean, just absolutely awesome. And you can either send it from your CRM or send it through Listings to Leads. To send it through your CRM, just either copy it and drop it into your CRM, or click copy code. Either way, copy with signature. Follow Up Boss has a little bit of a different code, and then regular. All right, but it's just easy. Just click right there, copy it, drop it into your CRM, right? Drop in the headline and get it out, because that will generate leads, branding, awareness, help people realize, hey, you're still in real estate. And even if it's not your listing, nobody's going to know or care. You're the one marketing that listing to your database. I love it. I get e-flyers from people all the time. I'm on a lot of people's email list. And so I get them and they look gorgeous. I'll tell you, I see a lot of e-flyers from a lot of agents. None of them are as good as this one. All right. A lot of times you click on the address up here and it goes to like Google. It's like going to Google Maps. Like, are you kidding me? or it's just like one photo that looks kind of boring, like, and it goes to IDX. Like, really? Like, IDX? That's like one step above Zillow, right? Boring. There's no engagement on IDX. Like, what engagement is on, other than, I mean, they can sign up, if you got forced registration turned on, right? And some people will do that, but most don't. And especially for like the seller sphere of influence and my database, my potential sellers, I want them to see that gorgeous property website. I want them to see my reviews. I want them to be able to download a PDF guide. I want them to see my 3D tour. All right. I want them to be able to get my 100-point home marketing plan. That's not on your IDX. Your IDX is just one step above Zillow. And then the very last thing we're going to talk about today is calling through your database. All right. Call again. When I was talking to Leo and he talks about making 200 calls a week, which I know most of you, how many of you are making 200 phone calls a week? All right. And how many of you are getting a listing a week? He does both. Right. And, he does more than just making 200 phone calls a week. There's other things that he does, but making those phone calls is one of the critical components, he said, of what he does to make sure he is talking to people and getting listings into and moved through his pipeline. All right. So if you're not making phone calls because you're better than, somebody making, getting, a minimum of one deal a week, I'd love to hear, that story. But calling your database is another phenomenal thing you want to make sure you're doing. We've got a great script, right? Sending the e-flyer first is phenomenal because it kind of wets the skids or greases the skids a little bit for you. So for here, you just call them up, all right? Hey, Laura, Scott here at XYZ Realty, and I'm just calling to let all my clients know that we just listed, or that 5530 Douglas Boulevard in Folsom just listed for sale. And in this crazy market, we just want to make sure to let everybody know because there are some really good buyers out there. And I know if you're looking or know someone that is, I don't want you to miss the opportunity. I sent an email with the link to the property website. You can click it. You'll get all the great information there. And then you're going to see here, there's 3 ways to get them engaged. If they own a home, they don't own a home, like they're a buyer lead, or they own a home that's not near the listing, all 3 are going to have call to actions. So let's say they own a home not near that listing, right? After you just let them know, right, what we did above, then transition to, I know you're not thinking about selling right now, but I do free CMAs for all of my clients and VIPs. And it just lets you know what your current value is, a little bit stronger than what you might get on Zillow, which can be anywhere from 10 to 30% off. And again, I know you're not thinking about selling, but I would love to do one of these for you because it helps keep me in touch with what's going on in the market. Would jan@gmail.com be the best email to send that to when it's live? I'll be doing them later this week. Let me know, right? That'd be a great voicemail. That would be a great discussion. And the great thing about a voicemail is you're just, there's an old saying, it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. So if I call you and I distill this down into a short voicemail, right, along the lines of, hey, Jan, Scott here at XYZ Realty, just calling to let everybody know that 5530 Douglas just came on the market. It's a great home in the Whitney Oaks area of Folsom. I sent an email with all the information. So just go ahead and click that. And by the way, I'm going to be putting together some CMAs for all my clients. It just lets people know about the value of their home. Usually better than what Zillow is, because Zillow can be off 10 to 30%. I'm going to be sending it to jan@gmail.com. If there's a better email that you'd like me to send it to, go ahead and just text me back at 415-555-1212. Have a phenomenal day. Talk to you soon. Right. And again, I don't think I threw this line in there, but I would throw that line in there. I know you're not thinking about selling right now, but make sense? All right. Jan, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And here's the deal. Make sure that you use all of these tools. All right. I'm just telling you, and Norma, I would love to, have you reach out to me because There's no way you can use all of these tools and not get results. It just, I don't want to say it's not possible. Anything is possible. Of course, anything is possible. But 9 times out of 10, when somebody tells me they're not getting results, it's because they did the ad for $35 for 1 week and that was it. And I'm like, you see, there's a whole list of things here, right? There's a whole list of things here. I know top agents that door knock. I literally know top agents that door knock. Not everybody can door knock. I know women in their 60s that door knock. I know guys in their 30s that door knock. So your age, your sex, your whatever is no excuse, right? Because again, what are we trying to do? We're trying to talk to people, whether we're calling, whether we're doing ads with custom questions that give us a better, more ways to engage people and follow up. Whether it is our yard sign that is dialed in appropriately and maximized to engage both neighbors who are thinking about selling and buyers that are driving around. All of these tools work together, all right, to create more conversations. So I want to make sure, you can't just do like one little thing and go, wow, shoot, nothing happened. Well, yeah, all right, yeah. So for open house, yes, Kat, exactly right. We've been doing this for 15 years. All right, it's worked the same way, super successfully for everybody. So when you have an open house, yes, it's going to change it. Check this out. Open house. Thank you for mentioning that because I forgot to. So I'm going to do open house, and I'm going to say April. I'm just going to go to April 12th. And I can even do a second one, or I can add another one, but I'll leave it at that. I can change the time. So I'm going to hit save. And that's going to reset everything. And then now all of my tools are going to be for open house. Now here's the thing. When you have an open house, people know it's for sale. I don't need to say active. All right. There's no need for me to say active. I mean, it's still going to say active right here. But when I go to all the marketing tools, whether it's the Facebook ad, the post, the database e-flyer, the nearby homeowner letter, the postcard, the door hangers, everything is going to say open house, right? Why would I do an open house and not mark it as open house? Kat, does that make sense? Right? Kat, does that make sense? So when the open house is over, so on April 12th at 4:00, that is going to flip right back to active or just listed, right? Whatever the appropriate status, it will flip back automatically after the open house. I won't have to come in here. I don't have to do anything. It's just automatically going to flip right back. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. But again, here, e-flyer for your database. We'll let you know we're having an open house at 15 Ambient Way. Postcards and door hangers. Open house. E-flyer for the seller. This is a phenomenal one for the seller. All right, check that out. Open house, counting down to the open house. Single property website. All right. Got the property video, open house. The e-flyer from my database. Phenomenal. Man, I want people in my database to come through my open house, right? I want to meet these people. The listing flyers, open house. So, yeah. Now, if you're having an open house and don't want to market the open house, I mean, again, what I would do is I would just add that listing manually to my account because the data feed is always going to, the data feed updates. That's what the data feed does, right? The data feed is set to update your listing. In fact, I don't know if you can disconnect it from the data feed, but if it's that big of an issue, then I would just turn it off or add it manually. And that way nothing will ever update unless you do it. Yeah. Yep. Makes sense? All right. Any other questions for me? Anything? Oh, let me give you, hold on one second. Give me a second if you don't mind. I'm going to drop this in. I don't have a lot of time to discuss it, but I am going to be putting it into the mastermind group a little bit later today, but I'm going to give it to you first. If you want some ideas on like little Instagram videos, it could be reels. You could do a reel that goes to a story that then goes to Facebook. These could be TikToks. These could be YouTube shorts. But these are some video post ideas, all right, to attract buyers in particular. And these could be ones where you're in them or you're not in them. You don't have to be in these videos. It's best if you upload to either TikTok directly and then edit it in TikTok. Then you can always download it, upload it to Instagram, or you can use a program, an app like CapCut is really, really good. But 3 quick video ideas, or 7. All right. Great little hooks, great little outlines, tells you what the goal of them is. So 7 videos, and you should really have a goal of being able to do one of these every day or two. To an out of area market. Well, if you want to do that, yeah, it's easy. Just do this, right? So Facebook ads, and that's being a little slow, but that's fine. There it is. So right now it's going to go to the city of the listing. I can either, like if I want to say, like, I don't know, Flint, Michigan, I can just do that. Now, for every location you add, you're going to want to add another $10 to it. So if I got 2 locations, Folsom and Flint, I'm going to want to do $20 a day for 7 days. That's $140. And the reason is now I've got 2 audiences instead of 1, right? What happens when you got 2 kids instead of 1 kid to feed, right? You need twice as much food. When you're trying to drive twice as far, what do you need? Twice as much gas. So just like that, right? Very similar, same kind of idea. When I'm going to do paid ads to 2 different areas, you're going to want double the budget. Now, even more so, let's just say I did Chicago. I'm probably going to want $20 a day extra. Why? How big is Chicago? Chicago is massive. So I might want to go to like, and I got people that do $800 a week per ad in one location. I got people that have done thousands of dollars for one listing. Why? Because they get a return on investment. They know, one of the best ways is, and that's the problem. If you're only spending $5 a day, you're getting like 1 or 2 leads a day max. All right. 1 or 2 leads a day. That's like trying to water your lawn with a little drip. I mean, yeah, it'll get watered, but you're going to be there for 8 hours. Drip, 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 drip. Right? You got to get a flow. You got to get them coming in. And so $10 a day is the minimum. And if you figure the average cost per lead is anywhere from 3 to 4 something, all right? Open house is always a little bit more expensive. I don't know why. It's like $4.50 a lead. Just listed or active come in usually like in the low 3s. Now open house is still amazing because we're getting people, we're able to engage and all of that. But if you're spending more than $4 to $5 a lead, just turn the ad off and rerun it. Sometimes the algorithm gets a little bit weird, and it just throws off the ad. And I've done that before where, like, if I go to ads and I've got an ad that is performing like $8 a lead or something, I just turn it off and I just go rerun it as a brand new listing or a brand new ad. And 7 to 8 times out of 10, that's all. Nothing else needs to change. All right. Make sure the photos are good. Make sure the text makes sense. And sometimes that's where people get into trouble with, customizing the ads too much, because now they're just so like whatever that they just start performing badly. We have found the ads, the way we've done them, perform amazing. Nine times out of 10. All right. So, Kat, are you good? Awesome. Okay, super. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget your affiliate links. All right. Somebody signed up yesterday, even, and they were referred by somebody but did not use the affiliate link. So make sure that's your referral link. Just copy that, share it with somebody, right? You don't need to share it with somebody in your office necessarily, but you might be in a Facebook group, a coaching group, some group on Facebook, whatever. 15% recurring, no cap, no limit. So what is it, like 7 or 8 people? You're not paying anything for listings to leads. All right. With that, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.